Okay, guys, I was doing some quests here in Western Plaguelands, and since I was already here and I'm level 55 and I do need some experience, and I was about to grind some, I thought that I might as well just grind on the Scarlet guys. We need to go for one of these spellbinder types, and there are only a few of them. But if we get lucky enough, we might get a Crusader enchant. So I can't think of a better place to just shut my brain off, kill some mobs. The problem is there are not many of them, and we'll have to wait for the respawn. But the whole place is a very good place to farm some XP. I mean, we can quickly just go through these guys, and in fact, I do have a healer, but let's set him to range DPS actually. Yeah, let's just blow through these dudes as quickly as possible. They give decent XP, and well, I should have brought a druid with me for the Mark of the Wild to get some more spirit, but it's all right, guys. Yeah, my inventory is kind of full too, but it's okay. Hey, there you go. More spirit. I found it in the bag. So let's make our way to the towers. There are a couple of towers. This one over here. And I think maybe around here there should be some more of these spellbinders. I do have my junk bot out. Let me actually hide the DPS meter, because we'll be looking at just the log to see if it drops in our inventory, and hopefully my bag doesn't go full by the time that happens. And we're also getting rune cloth, so I'm going to be using that rune cloth. I already have so much mage cloth. I can just blow through that with my tailoring and get to the rune cloth, and maybe I can make some nice sexy bags by the end of this grind. So it's a very good grind. I'm pretty close, or close-ish, or maybe by the time... Hey, there we go, a spellbinder. Maybe by the time I'm done with these guys, I can hit 56. I should start doing my access quests to Molten Core and stuff like that, to Onyxian, all the usual things. But eventually, maybe after this, I'm not sure. At some point, I've been doing some quests, not particularly anything special, just running around, listening to some stuff, and yeah, to some audiobook, and chilling pretty much. Just sit back, relax, enjoy the game, kill stuff with my giant sexy axe, and things are good, man. I did start a timer. I don't know if you can see it. And yeah, maybe if I have enough, if I don't fall asleep or something, we can do it in one go. The chance for the Crusader enchant to drop is something like 1%, so it's not a bad chance whatsoever. But given the fact that these guys don't spawn very often, or there are not many spawns of them, yeah, we'll just be here for a while. So I just wanted to give you an update on what I'm doing. Yeah, just pretty much been questing and grinding things and that sort of thing. Man, nobody cares about this Cavalier Durgeon. What do you mean Durgeon? How can your name be Durgeon, man? I don't know. Durgeon. It sounds like a grunt. Durgeon. Okay then. Mrs. and Mrs. Smith, whenever they thought about naming their kid, they were like, my love, how should we name the little one? Let's call him Bob. What? Bob is too simple. It does not instill fear in enemy. We must name him properly. Proper fearful name. Yes. Okay, how about Terminator? No, it's no good. What do you mean? Already taken. Too famous. Must be like Terminator, but not make any waves. Must flow like water. So how about Dorjen? Here comes Archblade, the evilest son of a bitch in the land. He killed good lad Dorjen. And Dorjen was nice, bright fellow, 6'5", very handsome. Ooh, ha, we leveled up, bros. I didn't get the enchant, but at least we leveled up. You know what? I should clear out my inventory, man. How are you gonna get anything? Dude, I hope I didn't actually pick it up. Nah, it's fine. Gotta clean out inventory. Maybe I can find... Oh, maybe I should use some of these, eh? Yips. Oh, shit. Oh, everybody, there we go, bros. Hey. Enchant weapon Crusader. There we go, everyone. And a gift of Arthas. All in one. Right here, right now. Oh, here he comes. Watch out, girl. He'll chew you out. Oh, here he comes. He's an axe wielder. Fuck yeah, bros. It only took us 1 hour and 34. I had to unload my inventory once. So I mailed a bunch of stuff because it was full. I couldn't fit anything else in. But yeah, 1 hour and a half, everyone. Just did some stuff, camped here in the tower. Life was good. These guys respawn after like 5 minutes or so. Did some other things in the background. Good times, everyone. Good times indeed. I had fun. We did get one level and 15%, so I got, I don't know, like 30, 40 something percent or more. I'm not sure. Like 40% maybe, or more. I don't remember when we started, but it was a while. Yeah, good times, everyone. You only have to farm it one time. On this server, one time. Recipes are account-wide. Enjoy, have fun. I need to go level up my professions. We'll do that when we're 60. Until then, we'll just chill. But yeah, I approve. Zing. Alrighty then. Well, guys, I promised you Alterac Valley. I promised I would show you the fastest way to level from level 52 to 60 in like no time whatsoever. The absolute easiest, brain dead, freaking no effort. Just watch something on your second monitor while doing this type of deal. And that way is to do Alterac Valley. And specifically, how do you level up and what do you do? Well, you go around the center. This match in particular is pretty progressive, you might win soon. But you go around the center, and during the initial phases of the Alterac Valley, all the companions will fight in the middle. And when they do, and you kill enemy players or enemy bots, what they drop per race is some of these things, right? Some kind of tokens. So Taurens will drop this, Trolls will drop that, Forsaken Undeads will drop that, Orcs will drop that. Cool. So all you have to do is go in the center, kill a bunch of bots, loot them, and they'll drop some of these tokens. What I recommend you bring with you are healers. I brought 2 paladins for the buffs, 1 Night Elf Druid, and 1 paladin. So once you have this done, then there are 4 NPCs here you can turn these tokens into. There's 3 over here and there's the orc guy over there. So you just go talk to these guys and you just endlessly... Okay, not this guy. That one, forget about him. He's worthless. Well, not really, but not important. So you just turn in these tokens. That's it. And you get a buttload of XP. I think you can probably get Lazy Pick to just auto-complete this quest for you, so you don't even have to click this much. So definitely pay attention to that one. And there you have it, everybody. Level 60. It took literally no time whatsoever. Congrats, Ashblade, you hit level 60. Now, let's hope that your weapon swing doesn't feel like a gentle breeze tickling a dragon's scales. That's exactly what my weapon feels like. So that was it. That was it. Just collect these and you're done, bruvs. It will take literally no time whatsoever. And if you have a second monitor, just put something in the background, listen to some music. You don't have to try hard. I personally like to bring 4 healers with me because it's super simple. What I do is I hold back. I don't just go charge into the enemy because yeah, then they just focus you. So just stay back and kill them one by one as they approach, because they charge in brainlessly. You get healed, so you know how annoying healers are in PvP because, well, they just make everything seem unkillable. So sit back, relax, kill everything that moves, anything that comes close to you, and Bob's your uncle. Don't have to think about it. Is infinitely faster than doing any quest, any dungeon, anything whatsoever. Super easy. Normally, if you had like freaking 80 players or 40 players competing for these tokens, you would not be able to do this. But on this server where you're basically the only guy who needs these and the only one who's looting them, then you can have so many of them, it's not even funny. So super easy, no effort. You don't need anything special other than to be able to enter Alterac Valley. You queue up on the server. All the battlegrounds get filled up with bots automatically. If there's some ongoing battleground, it automatically makes room for you, so bots are kicked out to make room for you. Really, it's so bloody simple. So again, when you're fighting the bots, you just kill them. Mostly go for the squishies, like anything that's wearing cloth dies very, very quickly. So it's barely any effort to kill them. It doesn't matter what race you kill, they're all the same, they give the same amount of experience. So just look for one-shots you can get on the bots. They obviously don't care, they don't have any kind of strategy or whatever, so just sit back, just don't get ganked yourself or don't go too close. Mostly don't target the warriors wearing freaking R14 or something, or D2 or whatever, just because they die slower unless they're being focused down or something like that. You need 15 kills to qualify for the weekly reputation gain and stuff like this. I don't really recommend you farm PvP too long, just get your 15 weekly kills and get your level up, and kind of don't stress too much about doing PvP and stuff like this. At least that's my philosophy. On this server, you don't lose RP whenever you there's no decay for RP, so any RP you gain, it's good, well gained. So just if you do a little bit of PvP each week just to qualify, then that's good enough, bros. That's just all it takes. So you see, I mostly ignore the warriors because they die too slowly. I go for the healers because once the healers are dead, then everybody else is soon to follow. And super easy. Like, look how easy. Every single one of these dudes who dies is like 2000 XP. If you had a shirt or something like that, even better. Do try to stay away from the boss as much as possible, because if you get anywhere near him, he will absolutely destroy you. He'll blast you away, just one shot you. If you don't have like 5000 HP or something, just stay away. I do have my healers, so I just put all of them into one corner away from all the fighting, so they can contribute as well as they can. But I'm certainly not getting my ass in there, because if this guy so much as looks at me, he'll just blast me away. But my healers can absolutely contribute to this fight, and that's really the most important thing. You need like a very well equipped tank here. There's no joke with this guy, man. No chance. But there you have it, everybody. Nice win, easy level ups. From 52 to 60, it only takes a couple of hours of doing this and you're golden. And it's super, super easy. Cool. That was my tip for leveling from 52 to 60 if you don't like dungeons. And honestly, the past 50 range is a little bit difficult with the dungeon, because you're going into these end game dungeons, and well, yeah, they're a little bit more difficult, so it's better to tackle them at level 60 with enchants and with better gear and all that jazz. So that's exactly what I'll be doing. I'll be doing professions afterwards. I'll be focusing on that. Okay, everyone, so now that we are level 60, the question is, what do you do at max level? Well, the number one priority is to start working towards acquiring licenses to upgrade your companions, and these licenses also act as a attunement, if you will, for entering raids. So it's very important that you do get these licenses. Now, from each of the companion representatives in the main cities, And these guys are right next to the innkeeper. They'll usually have a quest for you. And when you talk to them, they will have a whole bunch of quests. Okay, so the lead by example is just about using professions and consumables to buff your companions. So things like throwing a grenade and they throw a grenade, use a potion, they use a potion, that sort of thing. So it kind of teaches you that whole process, and it takes you from low level recipes all the way to high level recipes. And in the end you get the cooking grill, which basically allows you, it puts a campfire on the ground, which increases the chance of getting eternal cooking recipes and gives you some spirit and that sort of thing, which is great. And then you have the basics. The basics, we've covered this in our first videos. They allow you to unlock more companions up to a number of 4. So at least the first 4 basic quests are important for you to do in order to unlock 4 companions. You can finish the quest line and it will reward you with a control rod, which will allow you to do a go stay. So you know how you have the come stay command, which brings your companions to your location. The go stay will allow you to target an area and send your companions to go and stay at that location. So it's particularly useful for doing raids and that sort of, it gives you more control over your companions. The ropes is a quest chain for dungeon licenses, and we will be doing this, so I recommend that you do pick it up. What it will require you is to do a bunch of dungeons and a bunch of 20-man raids. And I'll explain what the difference between dungeon and raid licenses is a little bit later. But for now, let's pick this up because we will be doing it. First dungeon will require solo mass, so we'll be doing that. But the most important one is the Seat of Power. This is the quest line that will upgrade your raid companions. It will give you raid licenses. And first quest will require you to clear BRD, Blackrock Depths, and we'll be going there. It's a little bit difficult to do it before level 60, but with 60 companions and some consumables, we'll be able to handle it and we'll do it together. The follow-up quest to this, to get tier 2R license, the next license, will require you to do Molten Core, and for that we'll need to raid. But we should absolutely begin by doing this one in order for us to be able to enter Molten Core. On this server you have 2 attunements, so we'll be doing the normal attunement, which requires you to go to BRD and touch some thingy poops, get some crystal and whatever, but also this one. So if you do that one, the normal attunement, but not this one, you'll still not be able to enter. So it's important that you complete this one and to get your license. So we'll be picking that up. And what is specific about these quests? Well, on top of the fact that they require you to kill the final boss in the dungeon, and for the later quest, it requires you to kill the final raid boss in the raid. So to get tier 2R, you will need to kill Ragnaros. To get tier 3R, you'll need to kill Nefarian. To get tier 4R, you'll need to kill Cthulhu. To get tier 5R, you'll need to kill Kel'Thuzad. A whole bunch of time, actually. So for the first quest, it will require Token of Mastery. If you remember, we picked up a bunch of these tokens of masteries. A bunch of them, we picked up maybe 3 of them or something. By doing normal dungeons, they can drop from any dungeon at the final boss, but specifically, more likely, they will drop from the higher level dungeons. So from the endgame dungeons, they have the highest chance to drop. We did get, if you remember, one of them, I don't know, in some early dungeon, and we sold that for 25 gold, and it was very good at that time because it allowed me to learn my warrior spells and do some more professions and whatever. So there's that. You will need 20 of them to obtain the tier 1R license, together with killing Emperor Thorison, so the final boss in BRD. So how the hell are we going to get 20 tokens when we did more or less a whole bunch of the dungeons so far, and we only got, let's say, 3 and I sold 1? Well, again, first of all, they drop from the end game dungeons with a higher chance. Let me show you how else you can get them. Alright, so the first way of getting tokens, again, is by killing the final boss in the dungeons. So if you remember, we got this always from the final boss. So we'll be doing a lot of endgame dungeons and we'll be killing the final boss for the tokens. The second way is by doing PvP, and when you turn in, well, that's not the best example, but when you turn in marks. So when you win a PvP battle, you get a bunch of marks. Remember that we won Alterac Valley and we got some marks this way. And if you turn 9 of them, then you get a token of mastery together with a lot of XP and whatever else. From Alterac Valley, you need, besides the Alterac Valley honor, the marks from there, 3 from AB and 3 from Orson Gulch. So that sort of thing. You just need like a lot more, but ultimately you still get, and it actually gives a lot of experience as well. So if you can to some degree level up by doing PvP if that's the sort of thing you like, because you get tokens. Now, those are the 2 ways to get it. Another way to get them, and which is exactly what I'm going to do, is to do professions. So every time you max out a profession at 300 skill, none of mine are maxed out because I've been slacking on them. Well, I got them to the point of upgrading them, and now I'm kind of in the final stretch pushing them to the max. But when you get them to the max, each and every one of them, you will receive by mail a mail with 3 tokens of mastery. So there's a bunch of those that you can get. So absolutely what I will be doing, because it's pretty much what I wanted to do anyway, and I will get all the tokens that I need for the tier 1R license, is do professions. And there's actually a 4th way of getting tokens, and let me go show you. Alright, so the 4th way of getting tokens. At the entrance of all the endgame dungeons, including BRD, Ubers, Lubers, whatever nuts, Dire Mole, Solomans, you name it, you'll find an NPC nearby. This NPC also allows you to hire companions. This NPC is special in the way that it allows you to hire cross-faction companions. So if I had a shaman on my account, I would be able to hire horde companions. Or not a shaman. If I had the horde character, I would be able to hire horde companions from this guy. So you cannot hire from inside the city near the innkeeper, but you can hire from this guy. And in addition, the 4th way of getting tokens is by completing some of these trial quests. And what these quests do, it requires you to clear a dungeon within a certain time limit. So it's kind of a trial or a timed run of said dungeon. So it would ask us to kill, for example, or to clear Blackrock Depths within 2 hours. And it would award you a token of mastery, which is great because, yeah, I mean, if you are fast enough and you go clear the dungeon, you still have to teleport out and come back in. But if you're quick enough, then you get an extra token of mastery. So maybe Emperor Thorson drops, let's say, 2 tokens, and this one gives you yet another token. So you have your 3 tokens of mastery right there. When you play with other people and you do a player-only run, I think, or even when you do play with other people, everybody can loot their own tokens of mastery. So it's pretty cool. So you're kind of encouraged to play with others. And apart from that, I think that's all I can think of. And there's other reasons to use these tokens of mastery that are not very important right now, because we mainly need them for our licenses. That's exactly what I'm going to be focused on. And my preferred method from the very beginning is to go and do our professions, because those just, well, they're very, very good. And we want to do BRD, and we'll be doing BRD first. But first, I have to max out my professions. because I will be empowering my companions with their use, and it will make dungeon running a lot easier. After I get my tier 1R license, we will start doing raiding, and from the raids we'll get tokens that we need to further upgrade our licenses. So it won't require tokens of mastery anymore. It will require whatever tokens drop from those specific raids. However, I do plan on upgrading my dungeon companions, because what's the difference between the dungeon companions and the raid companions? Well, the raid companions are built in such a way that they are very highly focused and specialized for defeating raid bosses. In which way? Well, they're mostly focused on single target damage and, let's say, hit chance. Like, for example, a caster would need 60% spell hit chance to hit a level 63 boss. Well, to hit a level 60 mob, you only need 3% hit chance. So from 3 to 16%, that's 13% extra hit chance. If you're only focused on doing dungeons, you only need 3%. If you wanted to do raids, you need 16%. So what are dungeon companions good at? They are specialized for doing dungeons, which means their gear has more armor and more survivability, and their talents are more focused on doing AoE damage. Because what happens in dungeons? Well, you've seen already if you've watched my videos. A lot of the times, the companions, like take for example a mage would do AoE, he would gather aggro, and he would take some hits. So it's very important for the mage to be a little bit survivable, to handle all these unpredictable situations. In a raid, there's little room for unpredictability, because you send the tanks in, the tanks tank the boss, the DPS is supposed to manage their aggro, and that sort of thing. It's a much more controlled scenario. So that's the difference. Instead of investing into stats that are specifically necessary for defeating raid bosses, they invest into stats like, instead of putting 16 points or 16% hit chance, they instead focus more on critical chance and that sort of thing. So they are ultimately tankier and just more versatile. You can, for example, if you got tier 5 dungeon license, you can do raids with them. It's not like they wouldn't function or anything like that. I have beaten Naxxramas bosses with tier 5 dungeon companions, but they are slower to kill those bosses. And I have done dungeons with tier 5R companions, but they are less survivable and less versatile, and just ultimately more prone to dying to whatever, okay? Because they are squishier, they're more specialized and that sort of thing. So this is why. It will take, in my estimation, much longer to get raid companions tier 5R than tier 5 dungeon. Because to get tier 5 dungeon, I can mostly do that on my own or with a small group of people. For raids, well, you need to raid and you need to show up for raid every week and that sort of thing. So that will take more time. So by the time I get the tier 5R, I should have long obtained a dungeon license or the dungeon licenses. But the dungeon licenses will require other investments, like they will require gold and they will require certain materials and that sort of thing, which are not particularly easy to acquire. However, if you do trade with other people, and you'll see what we'll do, we'll just go farm some dungeons, make some gold, level up our professions, and try to get help from other veterans on the server who already have the recipes and who could help us craft the items that we need for the dungeon licenses. At least that is my goal and that is my plan. So step number 1, do professions. Step number 2, get attuned for raids. Step number 3, start doing dungeons. Step number 4, stop doing raids. Well, do the raids whenever you can. In the beginning, I recommend you team up with other people for raids so you can start getting your raid tokens because you'll need them. Later on, the plan is to level up enough characters where I can eventually solo my own raids with my own characters. But that is a long-term strategy. That will not happen very fast. So up until I gain enough power to do that on my own, I will probably already have some various degrees of licenses on other characters. Now, another pro tip that I can give you is that dungeon licenses, going all the way to tier 5 dungeon, it's only a good idea to get that on one character, because on all the other characters you can hire from you can transfer those bots or the companions with the tier 5 dungeon license from your main character, and that's kind of it. That's kind of all you're gonna need. So it's very important to get one tier 5 dungeon license, and on all the other characters you still want tier 5 R licenses. Let me show you another advantage for leveling up to 60. Alright, so another advantage for reaching level 60 is that you can now hire legacy companions, which is what exactly? Well, you can pretty much clone, make a duplicate of one of your level 60 characters from that you have on your account. So, for example, we just hit level 60 on Ashblade, and you can hire him as a melee DPS, for example. So now, and it doesn't cost you anything, right? And he comes exactly as he is, with the same gear, same talent, same spells and everything. So now Ashblade would just act like my own character and do all the things. And again, it doesn't cost you anything to hire him. So that's a pretty big advantage, which means what? Now, if I gear up Ashblade, if like it's possible for me to go into a Molten Core, get a whole bunch of good gear on Ashblade, and then like have an even stronger companion than the T0 companions you start off with, which is what you can hire at level 60, right? The green equipped companions. So that's one of the probably stronger perks for leveling up multiple characters and for equipping your own characters. So that's about, that summarizes, I think, what you should do at level 60 and what you should look out for. And this is what I'll be doing: professions, attunements, BRD, and raiding, probably in that order. Okay guys, I'm going to be farming for the Mongoose Elixir, and this one drops from the Jade Fire Rogues, some of these guys. It has about 4% drop chance, so it shouldn't take too long. But since I'm working on my professions, I thought it may be a good time to get onto this. The Mongoose Elixir is one of the best buffs in the game, so absolutely worth farming, absolutely worth getting. I've been working on my professions, yeah, just going through the zones, getting all the things that I need, farming for different recipes, going to the vendors. I highly recommend you look into wowprofessions.com, wow-professions.com. You'll find everything that you need there. It will tell you what recipes to go and pick up, what recipes you need to go and grind. Some of them, or the vast majority of them, you can just buy from vendors. Most of them come from trainers, most of them from vendors, but in some rare situations you may need to farm one or the other. And sometimes you might even look on the auction house to see if someone has posted the recipes for sale, because you are very much incentivized on the server to just vendor everything that you can. And by vendor I mean just sell it to the marketer on the auction house. So there is a very good opportunity for you to buy recipes. In fact, yeah, I check myself sometimes, and even the low level recipes, just because it's fun to collect them, if for no other reason. Well, I had some thoughts about the recipes, but maybe I shouldn't say anything about that until I know something more concrete. But anyway, yeah, definitely look on the auction house first and foremost. Someone may have posted whatever you're trying to farm. But if not, then yeah, not all the grinds are long and tedious and boring. Some of them shouldn't take too long. So I do have a relatively empty inventory. So there's that. And we just gotta look for some rogues to kill. These guys are pretty abundant over here. Like in this zone, there should be quite plenty of them. And since the drop chance is relatively good, I think we'll be done with it in, I don't know, less than an hour or something like this. You just gotta keep at it. So I'll let you know how this goes. It's not a big deal. These guys do drop, for example, Mage Weave. Well, they drop Mage Weave and I need that for my tailoring, but they also drop Felt Cloth and I'll probably need that as well. So yeah, it's a good opportunity to get some more stuff done. I'll take it. Sounds good to me. I'll let you know how it goes. Oh, I should mount up and go find some more. Okay, I'll do some skippies and we'll see how long it takes me to farm this. Haha, I love all these multi-shots. It's great to gather all the enemies like this. It looks awesome. Let's gather up all these dudes. Wow, so many of them. Should probably get closer to the paladin before this gets out of hand. Enchant Bracer Superior Spirit. Wow, 9 spirit. That looks good. I do like me some spirit. Could be useful for the next character we level up. Whew. Doing some push-ups in between these runs, man. I go all the way to the end of this path. I kill all the sons of bitches. And then I drop down and I do another set of 20. So once a minute or every 2 minutes, we do another set. Let's go. Let's see until we can keep this up. Many more sets, many sets, lots of push-ups. Farming is good for something. Gives me time to rest. Alright, gotta wait for another reset, so time for another set of push-ups. Let's go, boys! Too much. That was a fail. I failed on the 6th set of 20s. I only did 19. Need to take a little bit of rest and we go again. We go again until my body cannot lift off the ground at all. Farming bad guys and doing push-ups. Perfect spawn time. Did my push-ups, bad guys respawned. Works out, brevs. Alright, the drop rate of this thing is absolutely abysmal, but it's very good for push-ups. So let's do the 7th set and let's see if I can get it to 20 this time. I'm definitely feeling the strain. Fuck. Failed at 18, dude. On my 7th set. Each set I failed one more. But no problem. We go until can't lift off the body anymore. Gives good time to rogue to spawn back, yes. And now, if I could also get the thingy, would be nice. If not, good for bicep, man. Let's go. Oh, it happened, everybody. There we go, bruvs. Wow, just before my inventory got full. Perfect. Good job, everyone. Now we're gonna do one more set of push-ups. And hopefully this time we're gonna try to go for 20. I don't care, let's make it happen. It's okay, boys. We did 8 sets. The first 5 or 6 were 20s, but it went downhill from there. Still, it took us 44 minutes. Did push-ups, farmed some stuff, made some money, got our recipe, let's learn it. Things are good, bruvs. Playing WoW and doing push-ups. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.